Well, good evening, Lupus Warriors, and welcome to our Sunday evening chat. Um, really, it's a Sunday evening check in. And how are you guys doing tonight? I hope this video will find you doing as well as possible. And I wanted to let you know that I'm doing well. Um, I think it's a beautiful thing when you have someone to check on you just to see how you're doing. And so I chose Sundays because Sunday is like the end of a week and the beginning of a week. And so I thought how nice it would be to end my week and to begin my week with my lupus community. And so, tonight I don't have a topic or anything like that. It's just a little bit of small talk, just to check in and see how things are going. I hope that you guys had a fantastic weekend, and I hope that you had a restful and peaceful holiday weekend, for Thanksgiving. And so tonight, as I sit here, as I prepare for bed, I'm making my to-do list. I have my planner here, but this to-do list is going to be a little bit lengthy because it involves my bi-weekly grocery shopping list. And so let me just give you a little bit of a backstory on this bi-weekly grocery shopping, how it came to be. So let's just go back a little bit. Pre-pandemic, I would go to the grocery store. I would make a trip to the grocery store at least once a week, sometimes several times a week. And it will be because I have forgotten something or because my taste for what I wanted to eat for lunch or dinner, it changed. And what I wanted was not in the refrigerator. And so I would just kind of mosey out and make another trip to the grocery store to pick up what I wanted to prepare. Well, the pandemic hit and all of that changed for me. I just didn't feel comfortable being in the store weekly or several times a week. And you guys can understand why. And so what I did is I started organizing and planning my grocery trips to be bi-weekly. And what that meant for me, since I wasn't accustomed to that, is that I had to plan out my menus, my meal menus for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 weeks. Okay? Then I had to make sure that I had all the ingredients and everything that I needed for those 2 weeks. Because get this, if you're going every 2 weeks, you can't forget anything. If this is going to be, this is going to be your plan, then you have to make sure you get everything you need, because with the pandemic, being prepared is half the battle. With anything, being prepared is half the battle. And I did not want to get caught unprepared. With all the shut-ins and everything, you just never know how long you were going to be shut in. And I did not want to be caught unprepared. And so I had to plan my meal plans for 2 weeks, the ingredients, everything that I needed. I had to even think about, such things as water, bread, sugar, all those things that, that's included in grocery shopping. I had to make sure that I had enough of everything I needed, from laundry detergent to dish detergent, for entire 2 weeks. Coffee, all of that was on the menu. And so that really worked out for me. I was really proud of myself that I was able to accomplish that. And just recently, I was talking to an elderly family member of mine, and they told me something that blew my mind, you guys. And what is it that they told me? That they grocery shop monthly. They make a trip to the grocery store once a month. And I'm like, well, how in the world do you accomplish that? That you go to the grocery store once a month? I know how much planning and organization it took for me, to have a bi-weekly grocery shopping trip. But monthly? And it was amazing. And they're not making this monthly grocery trip because they're on any type of restriction where they can't go to the grocery store every week or every 2 weeks. It's just more practical for them, because my friends, they live 150 or more miles away from the closest Walmart. And so it's just practical to take care of everything once a month. It saves money on gas, eliminates a lot of wear and tear and putting a lot of miles up and down the highway on your car. And it just saves time. It's just very practical. And so now, since they told me this, now I want to get to the point where, I'm grocery shopping, to see if I can get to a point where I'm grocery shopping once a month. I just thought that was very awesome. Um, in my life, I believe that I truly believe in my heart that, the more we do something, the better we get at it. And, I think about people who, for example, executives of a company, and they have to balance work and family life. They have to balance caring for themselves. And if they have outside, extracurricular activities that they are part of, just everything that it takes to balance all of that. And for some people, they make it look so easy. I know that it's not, you know. I know that it's not, because I know how it feels to try to balance work life and family life. And, if you attend church or have other activities and then schedule in time for yourself, self-care, it's a balancing act. And I think that's the same thing, that applies to us as lupus warriors. We have our lupus life, which takes a lot of balance. It takes a lot of planning and organizing appointments and everything that we have to do for our lupus life. But then there's real life as well. And so we have to do everything to balance real life and then make accommodations and carve out times for things that don't go as planned. Because even with the best laid out plans, things can still go wrong. Sometimes you just have to make plans for things that are unplanned. Let's put it like that. You have to carve out a plan for the things that show up that are not planned. And so it's a balancing act. And even though we have a lupus life and a regular life, they're very closely intertwined. And so we have to balance everything for both lives. And it's hard. It takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of organization, and it takes a lot of time management. I'm always very impressed with people who have the time management part of life. They have that down packed, you know. Um, I don't consider myself unorganized or that I have a real issue with time management. But I think that with anything in life, there's always room for improvement. And so I strive, especially with everything with this lupus in real life, and then trying to carve out me time so that I can rest and have time to rest, relax, and recoup. It's a balancing act. And so I want to improve in my planning, my organization, my time management, and then get this, there are two other areas that I want to improve in: my faithfulness and my consistency. You know, in order to maximize all of this and to do better, and to have my life to flow as smooth as possible, there's some things that I still need to work on. There's still room for improvement. And I want to take time out to make those improvements. I would like to get to a point in my life, you know how they say that less is more. And so whatever tips and organizations and planning, whatever tools that I have in my life that I can do less but achieve more, I want to utilize that. Whatever tips and tools that I have in my toolkit in which I can work smarter and not harder, I want to utilize that. Because you know what, as a lupus warrior, and I'm quite sure you guys can testify to this, that if you overdo it today, you're going to pay for it tomorrow. If you overdo it today, you're going to pay for it tomorrow. And also, as a lupus warrior, there are days where you can have the best laid out plans, and lupus will mess up those plans every time. As far as my to-do list, I can make a to-do list for today and get up tomorrow and lupus knocks me flat on my back and I don't get one thing completed on my to-do list. You know, I consider myself having a good day and I consider to have accomplished a lot if I can get one thing on my to-do list accomplished for the day. And so it takes a lot of planning and practice and balance and time management in order to get to that point. But I'm willing to do that. And then when I talk about the faithful and the consistency part, you know, when I talk about those two key parts as well, I think faithfulness and consistency just speaks to who we are. It speaks to who we are, that whatever we say we're going to do, we do it. And the Bible tells us that if we're faithful over small things, that we can be ruler over many. And I think being consistent and showing up even when you don't feel like it or even when you don't want to, I think that speaks to who we are. But get this, you know, I know that I want to do every Sunday with you guys to do the Sunday check-ins, and I want to make sure that I'm faithful and consistent as far as bringing you a video every Friday with the lupus facts. But you know what? Sometimes that doesn't work out as planned because with lupus, some days I just don't feel good and I just can't do it. And I have to accept that. I have to be okay with that. Okay, and so that's all I wanted to talk with you guys tonight. You know, I hope that our small talk, I hope that I was able to give you something that you can utilize in your own life. You know, but I just want to make sure to check in with you guys tonight. That's all, and just to show you that I care. Touch bases with you as my lupus community and let you know I appreciate you guys and I'm thinking of you and I'm praying for you. Um, but I'm going to end the video right now. Take care of yourself. Stay as safe and healthy as possible. Stay encouraged. Stay strong. Stay blessed. Know that God loves you with all of his heart. And get this. Remember, there is life after lupus. All right. Bye for now. Take care, my friends.